Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry for keeping you waiting. This is our final episode in the trilogy. Welcome to Sacred Frequency. Come sit for a little bit. We're going to wrap up this trauma episode. As we wrap up June. June has been a great month. We're wrapping up that month with mental health awareness for men. Yeah, so stay for a while, sit, chill, relax with me. So all month you have heard messages from me about trauma in men in particular, because that's what was my focus in June. Today is full moon energy, and this is a great time, guys, to let go of things that no longer serve you, and women, you too. So let's wrap this in a bow with this final episode. Not for the station, just for this subject. Supporting without saving. How women can love men through healing without carrying their burdens. And yes, these are my word choices, because I'm speaking of women, men, but it really, you can put it in any situation. How do you support people that are going through trauma, going through healing? What can you do as a supporter is the point of this episode. How do you support someone you love who is hurting without losing yourself in the process? How do you create space for healing without taking responsibility for another person's journey? Many women find themselves loving fathers, sons, brothers, husbands, partners, and friends who carry unspoken wounds. The challenge is learning the difference between supporting someone's healing and becoming responsible for it. And it's really with anybody, right, that's going through anything. How do you support them without being drawn in and you becoming responsible for their healing? Because that's not your role in supporting them, is taking on responsibility. That's how you get burnt out as a caregiver. That's how you get burnt out as a lover, friend, daughter, cousin, sister, brother. It don't matter. That's how you get burnt out. So I don't want you to take on the responsibility. I just want you to assist, and I'm gonna give you some tools to help you so you can help them. Understanding the difference between support and rescue. One of the most important truths is in any relationship is you can create an environment for healing, but you cannot do the healing for someone else. So that's what I always say. They gotta want to do it first. You can't want it more than they want to do it for themselves, one, and they have to want to. So if they don't want to, you really can't do nothing with that. So you probably should bounce, move around, and I don't tell people to do that. But if they're not willing to do the work, then either you're gonna deal with them and their trauma and their attitude or whatever, however they're spiraling, or not. Sorry. One of the most important truths in a relationship is you can create an environment for healing, but you cannot do the healing for someone else. Sorry, I repeated myself. Many women, especially nurturers and caregivers, instinctively move into fixing, rescuing, caring. And I totally guilty of that. I'm a nurse by trade, so my instincts is to save, rescue, nurture, do the work for them. But that has got me nowhere, and two, I'm the one that gets hurt in the end. That's not how you do that. It's pointless, and like I said, you end up hurting you in the end and not helping the person that actually needs the help. This often sounds like, if I love him enough, he'll change. If I explain it differently, he'll understand. If I'm patient enough, he'll heal. No, not if the person does not want to do the healing or even recognize that they have trauma to heal or anything like that. That's not what's going to happen. Not at all. Don't be naive. While these beliefs come from love, they can create exhaustion and resentment. Healing is an inside job. Supporting is walking beside someone. Rescuing is trying to walk the path for them. And that's not what you want to do. Like, especially if you have done your own healing and on your healing journey, you can't heal for nobody else. Like, you can't want it more for them than they want it for themselves. It's not going to work like that. And like I said, you end up hurting yourself more than anything. Why some men struggle to open up. Many women become frustrated because they communicate emotions openly and expect the same response. Let's pause there again. Men and women are different. Women, not all women, but women, we communicate, we want to talk, we want to talk about our emotions and get to the bottom of it and try to heal and things. And men are not like that. A lot of them don't want to talk, especially, we're not going to zodiac signs. I just won't even go there, but so they just don't want to talk about it until it blows up, and then they want to talk, and then it's too late because I don't want to talk no more. But yeah, so men and women are different. So just know that from jump. And all people are different, but I'm just talking about men and women, that dynamic. But many men have spent decades learning to hide fear, suppress sadness, avoid vulnerability, solve problems rather than discuss feelings. For some men, opening up can feel unfamiliar, uncomfortable, and even unsafe, especially if they weren't raised in a home where communication was safe, or if you haven't made it a safe place, whether you're a man or a woman, whoever's dealing with trauma, if you haven't made your home a safe space for them to open up or for them to feel like they can be vulnerable, to heal, to talk, they're not going to do that. Whoever is going through the traumatic, or who have been through the trauma that needs to go through the healing process, they're not going to do that because they don't know how to do that. Their home when they were growing up was not safe to do that, so they don't know how to do that. And then if you have not made it your home now in present day safe enough for them to do that, that's not going to happen. What appears as indifference may actually be protection. What appears as anger may be hurt. What appears as withdrawal may be overwhelm. Understanding this doesn't excuse unhealthy behavior, but it can help create compassion. Compassion on your end, especially if they wanna help, but they do lash out, and you're going through different ups and downs and emotional roller coaster with dealing with somebody that is going through their healing process. One, show compassion, give them grace, and just remember what you went through during your healing process. And maybe if you are not a great person for that, use your resources. Go find somebody else that could help them, that could stand in the gap to help them where they need help. Somebody that they can talk to, somebody that they can release healthily to, and that person not take on that burden or responsibility for what they're releasing. What men often need most. Contrary to popular belief, many men do not immediately need solutions. They need emotional safety, a space where they won't be criticized, mocked, or judged, acceptance, to know they do not have to perform strength every moment, and respect, to feel valued even when they're struggling, patience. Healing rarely happens on a schedule. That's core for anybody, but like I said, the topic is men, so that's what we're dealing with. But emotional safety, acceptance, respect, and patience, like that creates a space, one, where you feel safe, so you can open up, so you can be able to heal. Acceptance, accepting whatever they have went through, acknowledging it, accepting it, that it's okay, and we'll get through this, or they'll get through this. And respect, still respecting them regardless of whatever they went through. The respect factor still needs to be there. And patience, of course. Patience and understanding that they're going through something and how you can help them. What support looks like. Listening more than fixing. Sometimes support sounds like, I'm here, tell me more. That sounds difficult. I hear you. Not every conversation requires advice. Sometimes it's just a listening ear, and that is what you can do for them. Yeah, sometimes they don't need you to have a solution or to fix it. Once again, fixing it, you're not rescuing, you're assisting, you're supporting them, not being the Captain Sabo, for lack of better words. Not every conversation requires advice. Being witnessed can be deeply healing. So being a listening ear without judgment can do wonders. And sometimes that's what you need to do. Just listen. Because some things can't be solved overnight, and you are not the one that's supposed to be saving them. Captain Sabo. You are supposed to be supporting, loving, and helping them through it. That is it. You're just a support person, not the savior. They have to save themselves. That's what people get healing all misconstrued. You have to save yourself. Like, no one's coming to save you. There is no rescue team. There is no magic or rescue coming from the sky. You have to save yourself and do the work. That's the difference. Encouraging without pressuring. There's difference between you need therapy and have you ever thought about talking with someone? I think you deserve support. Doesn't that sound so much better than you need therapy? I'm just saying, because I know I have said that too, and yeah, it sounds a little better when you reword it a little better. Have you ever thought about talking to someone? I think you deserve the support. Then somebody might think, oh, okay, maybe I'll consider that. One creates defensiveness. The other creates possibility. And you want possibility. You don't want them to become defensive. Like, excuse me? Now I'm not the one that need therapy. That's just going to start an argument. And that's probably not even how you meant that. But choose your words wisely. Celebrating small steps. Many men are not used to emotional vulnerability. Opening up about a painful experience may be a huge milestone. Acknowledge progress. Healing often happens in inches, not miles. So it takes time. Excuse me. Releasing under the full moon. Well, letting go. I don't like release. Release means it's going to come back. So we letting go. Healing often happens inches and not miles is what I want to touch on, because it doesn't happen overnight, and it takes time. So patience is a virtue. Give them grace and space to let them heal and do the things, and then you probably have healing you need to do too, so you can do it at the same time while supporting them and support each other. What support does not look like is becoming his therapist. A partner is not meant to become therapist, counselor, life coach, emotional dumping ground. But we often do. Because when you're a wife, you are the counselor, the pastor, the secretary, the mother, the sister, the friend, you all that. The counselor, the life coach. Just boundaries, women, boundaries. Find your boundaries, set them, safe boundaries, even with your husband, safe boundaries, or with your man, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case. Set healthy boundaries, because that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Yes, you can help, support, and be there for them in their time of need, but you're not the savior. And it decreases arguments and things like that, especially when you have an argument, you want to go below the belt because they told you something in privacy and now you're going to use it against them. That's not okay. So you should just find somebody that they can talk to for real if you can't be that person that support without going there in troubled times. Professional support exists for a reason. Healthy relationships include support, not emotional dependency. And that's what you don't want to create. Codependency, emotional dependency, that's not what we're talking about either. So, healthy relationships, or you don't even got to be dating the person, just helping that person through said trauma release is meaning you being a support person, not taking on the other roles that you should not be taking on, like a counselor. Being a listener is not a counselor. That means you don't have to give advice, you just listen. And usually that's all they need at that time. It's just to listen. A listening ear. Excusing harmful behavior. Compassion and accountability can coexist. Understanding someone's trauma does not mean accepting emotional abuse, manipulation, controlling behavior, chronic disrespect. A person's wounds may explain behavior. They do not justify it. And that's what I was saying. So you get into an argument and then you go below the belt because they told you something in confidence or in secrecy, and then you use it against them. That's not okay. So, and it does not excuse your behavior or their behavior. So, being compassionate and taking accountability in your role in their healing can help as well. It can help them get to where they need to be and not be codependent on you helping them, one, and then two, help them get to where they need to be, really. Abandoning yourself. Many women lose themselves while trying to save others. And this is so true. So true, so true, so true. And I don't just mean, it's not just women. People lose themselves trying to save others. But because you want it so bad for that person and you forget all the things that you need for you, that's why I said you can't want it more than they want it for themselves. Like, even you see the potential. You cannot see the potential in someone more than they can see it in their own self. That it ain't gonna work like that. It's not. It's not. You're gonna be used, abused, and then left with nothing and no energy to give yourself because you have nothing left to give because you gave it all away to this person. And that's not okay either. So, what I want you to do, be supporter, not savior. So, let's keep going. Signs include that you're losing yourself while trying to save others. Constant exhaustion, neglecting personal needs, feeling responsible for another adult's emotions, walking on eggshells, gaining weight, bad habits, drinking, smoking, etc., not doing the things that you need to do for you, not living out your dreams that you had for you before, not doing the things that you know you want to do for you. That is you losing yourself in this dynamic. So supporting someone should not require sacrificing your own well-being. You still should be doing what you need to do for you while still supporting that person that you love. And that's why I say it does not have to be a relationship. It could be your brother. It could be your sister. It could be your dad. It could be, you know what I mean? It could be anybody. We are talking about men, but that scenario fits anything and anybody. So don't neglect yourself. The sacred balance. A healthy relationship sounds like, I care about you, I believe in your ability to heal, I will support your growth, and I trust that your healing belongs to you. This allows both people to maintain dignity and responsibility, which is what you want to do. I'm supporting you in your healing journey, not taking on the responsibility for X, Y, Z, and T, because that's not the point, and that's not what we're doing. A spiritual perspective. Love is often misunderstood as carrying someone else's pain. True love is not carrying another person's burden. True love is holding space while they learn to carry it differently. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is listen without fixing, encouraging without controlling, stay present without rescuing, and love without losing yourself. That is healthy love. It is not healthy if you're losing yourself, letting yourself go, letting your dreams go, letting all the things that you know you want to do and could, should, and would do, being lost in somebody else and their issues. That's not okay. That's like a parent wanting their child to get rid of drugs or stop bad habits and be responsible and doing what they need to do for them. You can't lose yourself in trying to save that child. You gotta let them go, do what they're gonna do, or else you're gonna be in the grave right along with them. I've seen it. Reflection questions for women. This is what I want you to think about as the supporter, whether you're a man or a woman. Am I supporting or rescuing? Think about that. Think about all the things that I said. What does it look like for supporting versus rescuing? Write these down now so you can evaluate your own self. So you can make the corrections so you can be the supporter again and not the rescuer. Am I supporting or rescuing? Do I feel responsible for someone else's healing? Is it your obligation for this person to heal? It might be the obligation for them to heal versus you leaving, but is it your responsibility if they do the healing or not? Hope you make 100 on this test. Have I neglected my own needs while caring for others? Where have you neglected your needs while caring for others? Where have you put yourself in last place when caring for someone else? This relates to caregiving as well. You can't do it. What boundaries would allow me to love more healthy? Can I trust someone else's journey without trying to control it? Those are 5 questions that I want you to ask yourself, write down, and evaluate where you stand. Because if you answered yes to any of those things, you need to reevaluate. Go back to the drawing board. Something ain't right. You're being the savior and not the supporter. Here's some reflecting questions for men. For the one who is going through the trauma. In this case, we're discussing men's trauma. Do I allow others to support me? What emotions am I afraid to share? Have I mistaken vulnerability for weakness? And what support would help me heal more fully? Honest questions. Just 4 honest questions to ask yourself so you can make the right decision for you to heal the trauma, to have healthy relationships, better relationships, more fulfilling relationships. So as we wrap up this last episode in the trilogy, we want to heal relationships. So support without saving is the main thing. You want to create healthy boundaries, emotional responsibility, compassion without self-sacrificing, and creating healthier partnerships. Those are the 4 goals that you want to think about when you are supporting someone that is dealing with trauma. When women stop trying to save men and men stop believing they must suffer alone, something powerful happens. Relationships become partnerships instead of rescue missions. Healing becomes shared space rather than shared responsibility. Here is the affirmation for you to say. I can love deeply without carrying what is not mine to carry. I can support without rescuing. I can listen without fixing. I honor my healing and the healing journey of those I love. That is it. Say it daily. Say it before you encounter said person, because needs to be on your brain. We're going to say it one more time. I can love deeply without carrying what is not mine to carry, and I can support without rescuing. I can listen without fixing. I honor my healing and the healing journey of those I love. It just makes my soul tingle. That is all that I have for you today on this last episode. I thank you for being here. I thank you for listening, and come back. Sit with me for a while. This won't be the end, just the end of this trilogy.